Okay, I'll call the meeting of the Republic Planning and Zoning Commission to order. We have a call of the roll, please.
Commissioner Alexander, Commissioner DeBrava,
Here.
Commissioner Ellis,
Here.
Commissioner Means, Commissioner Hyder,
Here.
Commissioner Mann,
Here.
Commissioner Bridges.
Here.
Okay. First order of business is the look at the agenda for tonight, and if there's any changes, let's make them. If not, let's get it.
Motion to approve.
Okay, I have a motion to approve. Do I hear a second?
Second.
A motion to approve and a second to approve the minutes of the meeting, of the agenda, I'm sorry. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Bridges, Commissioner Bridges, Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBrava.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Next item of business is the approval of the minutes for the November 4, 2024 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to that?
Motion to approve the minutes.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
All right, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBrava.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Looks like we have one public hearing, so I would ask Patrick to read the meeting procedures.
The Planning and Zoning Commission holds public hearings as required by law and provides recommendations to City Council on matters relating to land use planning, zoning, and the subdivision of land. Any person who has an interest in the subject matter of a hearing will have the opportunity to provide testimony and present evidence to the Commission during the public hearing. Speakers are required to conduct themselves in an orderly and respectful manner. Disruptive behavior, including applause, yelling, speaking out of turn, or other inappropriate behaviors will not be tolerated. Additionally, the following applies to any person addressing the Commission. Speakers are limited to 5 minutes unless authorized additional time by the chairperson. Speakers must speak at the podium unless previous arrangements have been made by the chairperson. Speakers must legibly print their name and address on the sign-in sheet at the podium prior to speaking. Speakers must begin by stating their name and address, and lastly, speakers should speak clearly and into the microphone. The chairperson will announce the subject of the hearing, followed by a report from staff. The chairperson will then open the public hearing to the applicant, followed by those in favor of the application and those opposed to the application. The chairperson will close the public hearing. During this time, the commission will discuss amongst themselves. The public may not address the commission after the close of the public hearing unless requested by the chairperson. The Planning and Zoning Commission shall base their recommendation and/or decision on information and evidence presented during the public hearing. This decision, if required by the application, will be forwarded in writing to City Council for further consideration.
Thank you. The public hearing tonight is ORD 24-003, public hearing and possible vote to recommend approval of amendments to a section of Chapter 415 sign regulations. Who's got it? Patrick? Thank you.
Good evening, Patrick Reese, Associate Planner. So tonight's ordinance amendments are consideration to approve amendments to Chapter 415 sign regulations. So the City of Republic is requesting amendments to Chapter 405 zoning regulations, specifically to Section 415, 120 commercial sign overlay districts. The intent of the section 415.120 commercial sign overlay districts is to provide flexibility of restrictions on detached signage in proximity to major thoroughfare intersections such as US Highway 60, State Highway 174, James River Freeway, State Highway MM, and I-44. As currently written, the Highway Overlay District has similar or more stringent regulations than what is allowed for any detached signage not located at such intersections. In addition, the existing overlay districts exclude off-premises signs, like an example, billboards. from the same allowances permitted for on-premises signs, so signs that permit the same use of the land. In general, all proposed amendments revise the current ordinance as necessary to ensure the intent of the section is upheld for all detached signage. Staff recommends the approval of referenced amendments.
Okay.
Then briefly, I created a map to show a visual of where each of those overlay districts are. So you'll see that there's an expressway, one closer on the northeast side around James River Freeway. And then we have 2 highway overlay districts, kind of like where 174 and US 60, and currently where the MM and US 60 intersection is.
Thank you. Is there anyone here that, in addition to Patrick, who's already spoken, wishes to speak in favor of the change to the ordinance? Is there anyone here that wishes to speak in opposition to the ordinance change? Seeing no one come forward for the hearing, I'll close the hearing and turn it back to the commission to decide or discuss this as needed.
Motion to vote on the approval of ordinance 24-003.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a motion to vote to recommend approval of amendments to the section of Chapter 415 sign regulations, and the proposed amendment is contained in the minutes, will be contained in the minutes of the meeting. I believe it's certainly a part of the agenda. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBrava,
Aye.
Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges.
Aye.
Okay, moving on to other business. The first item of business is sub D preliminary plat. 24-003, possible vote to recommend the approval of a preliminary plat for Tiger Creek, a subdivision consisting of approximately 37.9 acres located at 3445 East Hines Street. Is that you, Chris?
Good evening, Chris Tabor, Principal Planner. S6 Tiger Creek LLC has requested review and approval of a preliminary plat of approximately 40 acres, Tiger Creek, consisting of 115 residential lots zoned high-density single-family residential, or R1H, streets, and infrastructure. Preliminary plats are reviewed for their conformance with the following review criteria to ensure the development in the proposed location will not endanger the public health or safety, will not injure the value of adjoining property or abutting property, will be in conformity with the comprehensive plan, transportation plan, zoning code, water system master plan, wastewater system facility plan, or other plans officially adopted by the City Council, and will be in harmony with the area in which it is located. Preliminary plats are reviewed by the city planner and by the city engineer in conformance with the requirements of Chapter 410 of Republic's Municipal Code, the comprehensive plan, and all applicable city-adopted codes and regulations. The property subject to this preliminary plat application is again comprised of approximately 40 acres of land located at 3445 East Hines Street. The property is zoned appropriately for the proposed plat, which is high-density single-family residential R1H. The reference preliminary plat contains, again, 115 lots, each with a minimum lot size of 7,000 square feet. The preliminary plat also contains the design of streets, open space, and drainage areas. The preliminary plat proposes new local street connections. East Colonial Street from the west, Liberty Place Phase 2, and 2 new local street connections to East Hines Street. The new public streets will be dedicated to the city during the final platting process. The applicant submitted a traffic impact study during the previous rezoning of the reference property. The TIS accounted for full build-out of Tiger Creek in its analysis. The TIS indicated no transportation improvements were merited by the increased trips generated by the subdivision. The reference parcel is not currently connected to municipal utilities. Development of the property will require connection to the city's water and sanitary sewer systems. The development will be served through a looped water main system connecting to an existing main on East Colonial Street to the water main running on the north side of East Hines Street. Construction of the development will require the relocation of the existing lift station located in Liberty Place Phase 2 to facilitate gravity flow throughout the development. The relocation of the lift station is required for sanitary sewer service and will be a cost associated with development of the property paid for by the developer. The effluent will flow from the relocated lift station to the Schuler Creek lift station before it is pumped to the wastewater treatment facility. The water system, named lift station, and wastewater treatment facility have capacity to serve the intended use. The preliminary plat of Tiger Creek has been platted for the construction of 115 lots, which are single-family residential, and the associated infrastructure, which includes the public streets and sidewalk, public water, and sanitary sewer mains, along with stormwater drainage. The subject parcel does contain a special flood hazard area and an identified Corps of Engineers Blue Line stream, so development of the property requires compliance with local, state, and federal regulations. The subject parcel does not contain any identified sinkholes. The preliminary plat contains a stormwater detention area in the northern portion of the development and a series of drainage areas aligning with the existing Corps Engineer Blue Line stream. The plat contains a conceptual layout of the stormwater areas. These areas will be designed to mitigate existing conditions to reduce the amount of post-development flows to less than pre-development flows. A stormwater report will be reviewed by the city engineer during infrastructure design review. Any stormwater components impacting the Blue Line stream will be reviewed and permitted with the Corps of Engineers. The stormwater detention areas and all open space common area will be maintained by a homeowners association. The design of the streets, sidewalks, water and sanitary sewer systems, and stormwater detention will be reviewed and permitted during the infrastructure permitting process. Staff considers the proposed preliminary plat in general conformity with the requirements for preliminary plats and is recommending approval of the application.
Thank you. Discussion?
I had a question. Is East Hines, is that a city or county controlled road or maintained road? Sorry. East Hines? Or not Hines, sorry.
Do you happen to know if that portion is Cam?
It is both. On the north side of this area, the road is the cities, and on the southern portion, it is the counties, as is a little bit further west also, where we have a vice versa situation.
Gotcha. Okay. So if it was ever needed to be expanded, like Main Street, would it be a giant problem?
It might be challenging. We would work with our cohorts at Greene County and probably take over the entire road and try to expand it all within the constraints of our ordinances instead of trying to do half Greene County, half city.
Makes sense. Okay. Thank you.
Other questions? Discussion?
The section off on the southeast side with only one exit, I know typically we have exits destined for multiple directions. Is there any issues with fire code on a situation like that?
No, so fire reviewed specifically that element, and they're okay with that due to the lower number of houses there.
Okay.
Other discussion? Questions?
Motion to approve 24-003 subdevelopment.
Thank you. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a motion and second to vote to recommend the approval of a preliminary plat for Tiger Creek, a subdivision consisting of approximately 37.9 acres located at 3445 East Hines Street. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBravo,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges.
Aye.
Okay. Moving to the second item under other business, subdevelopment preliminary plat 24-004, possible vote to recommend the approval of a preliminary plat for Legacy Estates, a subdivision consisting of approximately 29.94 acres located at the 1100 block of North Main Street. Patrick?
Thank you. Enterprise Developments LLC has requested review and approval of a preliminary plat of approximately 29.94 acres for Legacy Estates, a subdivision consisting of 87 residential lots zoned medium density, single-family residential R1M, streets and infrastructure. Preliminary plats are reviewed for their conformance with the following review criteria to ensure that development in the proposed location will not endanger the public health and safety, will not injure the value of adjoining property or abutting property, will be in conformity with the comprehensive plan, transportation plan, zoning code, water system master plan, wastewater system facility plan, or other plans officially adopted by the City Council, and will be in harmony with the area in which it is located. Preliminary plats are reviewed by the city planner and the city engineer in conformance with the requirements of Chapter 410 of Republic's Municipal Code, the comprehensive plan, and all applicable city adopted codes and regulations. Approximately 25 acres of the subject property was recently annexed into the city on March 19, 2024, and was rezoned from agricultural AG to medium density single family residential R1M on August 27th, 2024. At the time of this annexation, the other 5 acres was in the city limits of Republic and zoned medium density single family residential. The R1 zoning district is appropriate for the proposed plat, which allows for minimum lot sizes of 9,000 square feet, max density of 4.84 lots per acre, and setbacks of 25 feet at the front and rear, and 6 for side interior, and 25 and 15 off of streets, depending on the street classification. The following paragraphs contain brief analysis of the application's conformity with the preliminary plat review criteria identified above. The reference preliminary plat contains 87 lots, each with a minimum lot size of 9,000 square feet and an average lot size of 11,112 square feet and a density of 2.91 lots per acre. It is also consistent of streets, open space, and utility and drainage easements and detention areas. The preliminary plat proposes 2 new street connections with James Lane and Lappy Street, connecting both to Main Street. In addition, 2 previously planned connections will be built out. The stub out of Binney Avenue and College Avenue will continue north to connect from the Northview subdivision. Lastly, there are 4 future connection points created by the subdivision to serve future development that includes Jean Lane terminating to the east, Lapis Street terminating to the west, and Binney Avenue and Edith Place terminating to the north. It also proposes 7 new streets, which are outlined in the staff report. No lot will receive direct access to Main Street, and then constructed streets would be dedicated to the city during the final platting process. A traffic impact study was required in connection with the project at the time of the rezoning. The traffic study concluded that no improvements would be required by the additional trips generated. The property has 2 separate gravity sewer mains that are directly south of the existing subouts of Binney and College Avenue. A 12-inch force main runs north to south on the east side of the property and east to west on the southeast side of the property. Effluent would gravity to the Evergreen lift station to the north and then onto the wastewater treatment plant from the subject site. Water is in proximity to the site from 4 points. 2 6-inch water mains are directly south at the existing stub-outs of Binney and College Avenue. A third 4-inch water main approaches from the southeast, running along Main Street, and a 4th 10-inch main is across Main Street to the east. A looped connection will be provided through the subdivision. The water system, named lift stations, and wastewater treatment facility currently have capacity to serve the intended use. The preliminary plat of Legacy Estates have been platted for construction of 87 single-family residential lots and associated infrastructure, including public streets and sidewalks, public water and sanitary sewer mains, and stormwater conveyance. The subject parcel does not contain a special flood hazard area. It is in proximity to an identified sinkhole. All construction will be in accordance with Section 410.700 of the City of Republic's adopted ordinances, sinkholes, and karst features, which does not allow for any construction within a 30-foot setback of the mapped sinkhole. The preliminary plat proposes the 30-foot no-build setback from the identified sinkhole to be within a common lot located on the west side of the site. The preliminary plat proposes one stormwater detention on the east side of the site. The detention area is designed to accommodate development of the subject parcel. Stormwater would exit the site from the detention and travel across Main Street. Once across the street, it's discharged through stormwater infrastructure into the floodplain. The stormwater detention area and all open space / common area will be maintained by a homeowners association. The design of the street, sidewalks, water, and sanitary sewer systems and stormwater water detention will be reviewed and permitted during the infrastructure permitting process. Staff considers the proposed preliminary plat in general conformity with the requirements for preliminary plats and is recommending approval of the application.
Thank you, Patrick. Discussion, questions from the commission?
Motion to approve 24-004.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to recommend the approval of the preliminary plat for Legacy Estates, a subdivision consisting of approximately 29.94 acres located at the 1100 block of North Main Street. Call the roll, please.
Commissioner DeBrava,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis,
Aye.
Commissioner Mann, Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Hyder.
Aye.
Okay. Next item of business is citizen participation. Anyone who wishes to come forward and tell us anything they want to tell us, except for something that we've already discussed as a line item in our agenda tonight, can do so now. Nobody showing interest. We'll move to Community Development Department update.
Just a reminder that we will be moving the meeting location. The council chambers is moving to the Builds building at 4221 South Wilson's Creek Avenue. So that's where we'll be.
Do we have a January meeting?
We do have a January meeting.
Okay. And what date is it?
The 7th,
I'll,
January 7th.
7th?
I'll send out an
Sorry.
announcement tomorrow, and I'll resend out all the new dates as well for the next year. Just so everyone has them on their calendar.
I'm sorry, it's actually the 6th, which is,
Yeah.
no, I'm sorry, it is the 13th. We do have a council meeting.
I'll definitely send an announcement out.
We have a council meeting before that on the 7th, but we will be there on the 13th.
Just
for this
plan to
meeting.
meet all the people that listen to this and only get part of the communication, and then they'll show up on the 6th, 7th.
Just come every Monday of
13th.
January, please.
Okay, thank you. Anything else on community development update?
We would like to just thank you all. Thank you all for another year of participation on the Planning and Zoning Commission. Your service to the community is very much appreciated, and we wish everyone a happy holidays.
I would, as chair, on behalf of the commission, wish everybody in the community to have a nice holiday, safe holiday. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Commissioner Hyder,
Aye.
Commissioner Bridges,
Aye.
Commissioner DeBrava,
Aye.
Commissioner Means,
Aye.
Commissioner Mann,
Aye.
Commissioner Ellis.
Aye.